Hello, this is Candy, the Crafty Accountant, and I am making this video because I am completely stumped right now. I have been working on a grief journal for somebody, and I kept doing a lot of research, looking for videos. I went on Pinterest, on YouTube, on Etsy, trying to find things, and I found different elements that I tried combining together. So I did get a digital download. This is something I made, which I'll talk about in a minute, but this is a digital download, and they had two versions of this. One is floral and one was like a plain or a neutral, I think it was called. And when I first printed these, the sheets come out and they have these great little things so you could put in memories. However, the other side of the sheet was plain, and it was white. I tried printing it on tea-dyed paper. That jammed up the printer. It didn't work. So then what I did is there's one couple of pages with just plain sheets. I don't know if I'm going to find them in here, but they had one sheet just for writing and then another sheet that was completely plain. I don't know if I have it here or somewhere else. I put it, maybe I put it in a different section. I think I put it over here. So this plain paper. So what I did is with this plain sheet, I reran everything through so that this was on the other side. But then I was figuring about, okay, how am I going to do the signatures? So I started doing more research. So I decided to try tab binding. Now, this was interesting. It took me a very long time. I think it came out pretty cool. So you do 3 tabs, then 2 tabs, and it just keeps grabbing each section as you go along. And it looks cool. You know, I think I got a little too much space in here. You want it as close as possible. But I'm not loving this. There are section dividers. So each divider has this. So this technically is supposed to be glued onto the cover page. And then there are, for each section, there's a tab. And somehow I lost the All About You tab. So I have to reprint it. I'm going to use this. So you would sit and do each section so you could pick it up. And I've been trying to embellish this a little bit. And I also found all of these cards. So, you know, I give myself time and space to feel. I will honor my loved one's memory in my own unique way. I know that grief is a natural response to loss. So it was these great little cards that I liked. So I thought, okay, I'm going to figure out ways to put them in here. Again, I started adding some lace. I had cut this. I was going to make like a lace pocket here. I still have some of the Shakespeare elements, so I was going to use some of those. But as I'm going through this, here I added a little flip up. I can't help but really dislike this album. So here's a little pocket I added. And they give you all this stuff to go with it, pockets, all kinds of things to embellish it. I didn't see a finished one. That they don't provide a video or a showing of a finished one. But I felt like maybe these should be closed, and I started to try to glue some of these together, but with the way it's bound, it just, when you put it one side, it's got a little extra here, and if you put it on this side, it's got a little extra here. And if you put it up to the top, it just kind of goes off. And the couple of ones that I did try gluing together just don't, like here is glued together, but it's like open. You can see it. It was all glued, but because when you move it, it moves. It doesn't really stay together. So anyway, I am not loving this. I'm not comfortable with it. I have been doing some more research, looking at things, and in the meantime, I really want to get something out to these people. One is about to hit a 1-year anniversary, and I think this might be helpful to them, and another one was a more recent loss. So in the meantime, I am about to cut this all apart and try to use some of these pieces in a new journal because it does have really good stuff in it. You know, put photos in. I do like some of these sections here. It has your favorites, favorite movies. So I think the sections are good. I'm just not loving how this album is. It's got special times. And the way it opens, see, it opens to these blank pages and not to the pages where you're going to write. Now, it does fold flat, which is nice, but it doesn't, see, this is where it opens up to. And you have to go in and open these other sections, right? So, again, I'm not feeling like this is something I would want to give to somebody. Here, I folded this page back and glued it, hoping that might help a little bit. So I've got a little pocket here. That was a little bit better because it's not over. But this isn't exactly what I'm kind of going for here. And I could link the where I downloaded this because I do like the concept and the idea. Maybe it's just the way I put it together that I dislike, or maybe I shouldn't have done tab binding. I don't know, but this just isn't working for me. So anyway, I wanted to get this on some kind of record before I dismantle the whole thing. Okay, so that's what I have now. I was at Hobby Lobby. I believe it was Hobby Lobby the other day. I think so. And I found this paper and I was blown away because the underside is not white. And it's not necessarily double-sided. I mean, it kind of is, but I fell in love with this because it's kind of giving the vibe I was looking for. And I could use these. So I started pulling pages out. My initial thought was I'll use these and fold them in half, but really if you fold it in half, it's quite large. So I felt like that would be too big. Then I had an idea that, well, I'll just get 8x8 paper. So I ordered this 8x8 Stamperia paper, and it just arrived today. And I love this paper, but this isn't the size I want either. This is like too small. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought, oh, this will be a perfect size. It's not. So that's not working for me either. I also ordered, even though I have a lot of tea-dyed paper, I got this 8.5 by 11 double-sided paper that I do like a lot. So I'm deciding how I'm going to incorporate this paper. So what I did is I folded it in half and I did it to 8.25, which I think I screwed up on the size. I should have done a different size, but it is what it is now. And I just took this paper, so I folded it, cut it 8.25, and then I cut off a 1/4 inch here. So it's not 6 inches wide, it's 5 3/4. And then I took this paper, cut it in half, and of course, because this is 8.5 by 11, so when you put it in half, hold on, I hope that's straight. It's going to be too big, right? But I had already started cutting these, so in hindsight, I would have made it just a little taller, so I could have just folded this in half and stuck it in there. But seeing as I didn't do that, I'm now cutting these down, and I will make a bunch of signatures, as well as cut this apart and put some of this in. But then I'm kind of left with the same dilemma of binding. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe what I'll do is I could turn these the other way. So it's easier to see and put some of the plain paper. I don't know. I'm going to figure that out. But I wanted to show this book and some of the ideas I'm having. If anybody here has made a grief journal or has some insights on that, I would love to hear from you, because these people mean a lot to me. And I can't imagine what they're going through right now. And I'm thinking about them. And I don't want to send something that I'm not proud of. Whether they have it in them or not to fill it in, that's on them. If they don't use it, that's okay. But I still want something to go to them that I feel is nice. And this I just did on Canva. It's Memories of You, and I have a poem very lightly on the back. I may redo that or make this a little bigger, easier to see, and I may make this a little different, but I think I'm going to try to figure out how to use the sections, which I do like these, and figure out how to put them. See, these are bigger than this. I mean, I could cut these down a little bit so they fit, or I could even put them maybe on the cover here. Oh, make a tuck spot. That could work, right? Put this here, make a tuck spot, and then have a signature, and do each one of these with a signature with the questions. And or maybe I will cut these pages and put them on here. So I don't know. I'm going to play with this a little bit. I will show you what I finish. I have not been doing a lot of recordings because I had to go back to my real job that pays bills. But and I have overbought supplies that I need to make a video on, because I think I need a 12-step program for craft supplies. But anyway, working on that, working on all these things. But this is my most recent project I'm trying to get done, is gifts. And hopefully I will get back on track. I hope everybody's well. Thank you.